All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the second ever Lutties Look Back. Look, we even got an intro video that was made for me. That means someone out there is watching, because this thing, not only did we have the pilot episode that I guess went well, now we have the second episode, and we're not as happy, I guess, as Hog fans talking about what happened this past weekend as we were previously. But hey, let's talk about this show before we get to anything. We'll talk about Arkansas's 21-17 loss to Texas A&M, because we have to, and I think there's some things we have to detail about this team before they completely move on, flush this loss, and move on to Tennessee. We'll of course hear from head coach Sam Pittman. We'll also talk UCA. They got a big ranked win over the weekend. Harding football also continuing to dominate at the D2 level. High school football, of course, it was the first week of conference play in Arkansas high school football. We'll have your sweetest play nominees, as we always do. Quick NFL, talk about the Travs. There's some big news with them in case you missed it, and some other Hog sports. But also, there's some stuff we have to change about this show. So I want to fix this up. Get a little red going, right? I don't know if it looks like too patriotic because of the blue and the red, but hey, we got a new red logo behind me. We got some more additions, I guess, to the show to make it really exciting. So we got the red. That means we're talking about the Razorbacks, and if you watch this game, you know what happened, and maybe you're turning off your phone or your computer right now because you don't want to hear me talk about it. But I think there was some positives and there were some negatives. A lot of negatives. Let's go ahead and go to my big three things, as we always do to start the show. The first thing, the offensive line. Man, they struggled in this game, and I guess I'll give credit to the Texas A&M defensive line. They're one of the better, I don't know if they're one of the better defensive lines in the SEC, but they're a stout D line, and that was my biggest concern going into this game, was could the Arkansas offensive line, a mediocre O-line, compete with the D-line of A&M, and they certainly did not. A lot of Arkansas's turnovers were because of the offensive line. Sure, you can blame it on Taylon Green. I'm not fully ready to say Taylon Green is the problem with this team right now. I think it's the O-line and their struggles, and that goes on to my second point. Arkansas lost the turnover battle 3-0. Like, give all the credit in the world to the defense, because it was not the defense's fault in this game, but it'd be nice if they would have had a turnover or two just to change the game, the course of what we thought this game was going to be. Give credit to Texas A&M's quarterback Marcel Reed, redshirt freshman, his first SEC start. Played really well. He doesn't throw interceptions. He hasn't thrown an interception all of this year, and he's played a couple games for the Aggies. And point number three, it was just inconsistent play throughout the entire game. It felt like when the defense was playing good, the offense was playing bad, and then when the offense picked it up and got a few good drives, granted they stalled down the stretch and had to settle for field goals or fake field goals, it was just inconsistent. When the offense played good, the defense then gave up that touchdown at the very end of the game. But again, I don't think the concern is the defense right now. I think it is the offense. So those are my thoughts. Let's now hear from the head hog himself, Sam Pittman, after the game.
Very disappointing to lose tonight, because it certainly felt like we had our chances to win, and felt like that the entire game, but we never could get anything consistently going offensively. You know, it was all something big or a fake punt or whatever, but it was not a lot of consistency there, and couldn't protect again. Kind of same old story this week.
Sam, I had a couple. Kind of follow up on Taylor. You said, earlier this week you need to give him some help. How tough a situation is he in? Because it seems like he's running, for his life a lot.
Well, I think he's in a tough situation. I do. But it's our job to try to find out how we can score points and make yards with him, and but it's frustrating, because I didn't feel like it was any better than what it was a week ago. The difference is we had 10 more last week, we had 4 last this week, and so it certainly feels different. But as far as the result on the field, didn't really look a whole lot different, I didn't think. And again, if it's something new, now you can correct it, but there wasn't a whole lot of new out there that we hadn't seen. I think we were 1-9 in that stretch, and for the most part, I think most of them were about like today. But and with the same result. That's what's really, really frustrating because they found a way to win and we didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. That's exactly what happened. They found a way to win, and Arkansas did not in this game. And really, it is frustrating. It's frustrating to be a Hog fan at this point when you're thinking about not just this game against the Aggies, but the history. You got to go back. I talked about it in if you watch some of the pregame coverage we had on Friday and a little bit of Saturday. I talked about it. Arkansas had won in the Southwest Classic in 2021, but you got to go back to, I believe it's 2011 to find the last time that Arkansas beat the Aggies. So it just goes the same way every time, and it's frustrating as a Hog fan to see them consistently fall to the Aggies. And it's not just to Texas A&M, it's to a lot of teams in really close games. And I thought that was something that maybe this team had gotten past after they beat Auburn and in a close game on the road in the SEC. And I'm still trying to figure out how good the Tigers are. Auburn had Oklahoma on the ropes and was about to beat them this weekend, and then ended up losing that game. So I'm still trying to figure out how good of a win that Arkansas win is over Auburn. I think we'll see as the course of the year goes on. But a couple more points I want to get to before we move on to some other sports going on. Taylor Green, yes, he was shaky in this game. And again, I think more of the blame goes to the offensive line. I got to critique Fernando Carmona Jr. He's a left tackle for the Razorbacks. In case you don't know the details of every offensive lineman's name like I do, but I mean, I'm not perfect, but I do know the names of the offensive linemen. And if you're a true fan, you know them as well, and you know Carmona. He's a really likable guy, and I think he's a great offensive lineman too, but he struggled in this game. Again, Texas A&M's defensive line really good, but Carmona really struggled. If you go back, you watch the tape, and you look at the turnovers that Arkansas had, it was Fernando Carmona's guy who, especially at the very end, the very last play, you'll see Carmona's guy coming around the end, and he's the guy who knocks the ball out of Taylor Green's hand for Arkansas to lose that game. And this same thing happens when Arkansas has their fumble. I believe it's second quarter. They were backed up in their own end zone a lot, and so when they had that fumble in the second quarter, A&M scored. It just didn't go Arkansas's way very much on Saturday. And another thing I want to point out, the defense, again, played great. The drive that Texas A&M had at the very end of the game, or towards the end of the game, when they had probably 3 or 4 chunk plays where they got 50 yards to put them inside the red zone. Those 3 or 4 plays, the second string defensive line was playing. And when Coach Pittman was asked about this afterwards, he said, the first string needed a breather, and we felt more confident about giving the second string guys with more energy as opposed to the first string guys who were super tired. And I don't know, there's a lot of issues I think with that. I understand what he's saying, but also like Landon Jackson, Cam Ball, Nico Davigny, those are the guys who had been blowing up the Texas A&M offensive line for the entire game. And basically what happened is when Texas A&M had that long drive, that 75-yard drive, 6 or 7 plays to score what ended up being the game-winning touchdown, it was because the defensive line, and it was because that second unit was in. And so I don't know if Arkansas needs to improve on the second string defensive line. I don't know if it's a coaching decision from Sam Pittman to say, Landon Jackson, I don't care if you're tired, you're going out there and you're playing, you're our best defensive lineman, which, by the way, Landon Jackson, a really good game for him. I'm excited to see he finally got his sack for the first time all season. So it was good to see him play so well. I think that's all the thoughts I have from that game. I've probably already talked about it too long. You guys don't want to hear about me talking about it. Let's talk about something a little bit more positive. So let's go from the Hogs to UCA. The Bears beat the number 19 team in the country. Again, this is FCS number 19, but still, and UCA is number 7, as you can see there behind me. Bears beat Lamar 34-14, and this was a good game. UCA, I think many expected to come into this game and for it to be a battle, for it to be a fight, come down to the wire. It was good that the Bears had this game at home in Conway, but you got to give a shout out to the running game, and that's what's really worked for them so far this year. Shonderick Powell, 25 carries, 178 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. You add on what Darius Hale has done in the backfield as well. He had close to 100 yards, 2 touchdowns for him as well. Will McIlvain maybe didn't have as good a game as he did against UAPB, but that was UAPB. This is a top 25 team in the country. He played really well in this game as well. The offensive line gets a lot of credit. And, of course, the defense does, too. David Walker, Tamarian Wilson, those are the leaders for this team. I'm still new on learning about this Bears team. If you've never done analysis or maybe you don't watch their games, you need to, because it's a really fun team. They're probably going to make the FCS playoffs, and who knows, maybe they can make a run later in the season. We'll have to see how that goes. But you got to give credit to both the offensive and the defensive side of the ball, and also give credit to their head coach, Nathan Brown. And here's what he had to say after the game when he was asked what is he most proud of after his team's ranked win over Lamar.
What I was most proud about was the fourth quarter. They knew we were going to run the ball. We had the chance to run the clock out, and we were able to get in victory formation with them knowing we were going to run the ball. And that's several third down conversions, third and medium and long conversions running the football, and that's just a testament to these guys. I cannot compliment our offensive line, our tight ends, and really our wide receivers in the blocking game. Shonderick's special, Darius is special. There's no doubt about it. Shoot, they make something out of nothing a lot, but these guys right here, look, I mean, I'm gonna knock on wood, but man, they're playing as good as any offensive line in the country, in my opinion. And we protected Will again tonight, I believe, no sacks. You know, that's massive. I mean, we're probably leading the conference in sacks given up. I think we're leading the conference in sacks sacks against the opponent. You know, and then we're obviously, you know, turning to hand the ball off and having a ton of success. So, man, it's just fun to watch, and it's these guys, fruits of their labor and practice. You know, going out and, you know, proving on Saturdays is fun to watch.
Well, definitely fun to watch, as you said, heard Coach Brown say right there. And now you're not looking at UCA highlights, you're looking at Harding University highlights. The Bisons, again, in case you're watching this and you're just like an Arkansas Razorback fan and you just watched the Razorbacks, okay, I understand it's the Razorbacks. But start paying attention to some of these other football teams around the state of Arkansas. Harding University, the defending national champs, they destroyed Henderson State on Saturday, 66-0. The Flexbone offense worked Blake Dela Cruz. He only had 34 yards. You see him rushing right there, but he had 4 touchdowns. Brady J, only 4 carries, 162 yards rushing with three touchdowns. Cole Keelan was their guy on offense. You got to give the defense credit too. So a very nice win, 66-0 over Henderson State. Let's move on to high school now. First week of conference play wrapped up. Oh yeah, you see, I got some blue now, right? I had the Arkansas red. Had to move on to our Friday Night Blitz blue. In case you don't watch Friday Night Blitz, it's every Friday at 10:10 or 10:15, somewhere around there. Tune in. It's a lot of fun. It's a really fun show. I was actually down in Arlington on Friday night for obviously for getting ready for the Arkansas Texas A&M game. So I wasn't really a part of the show, but did some research, listened to some stuff afterwards, and yeah, it looked like it was a really great first week of conference play. And so let's take a look at some of the scores from around the state, around our area. Carlisle continuing to dominate in the 2A ranks. I expected them to win this game over Baptist Prep. I didn't expect it to be this much of a demolition. 56-7 over Baptist Prep in that one. Going down your screen on the left side now, Lakeside getting the win over Camden Fairview, 43-36. Fun to see Lakeside doing well this year with a nice win over Fairview. Christian, this is our game of the week. Christian getting the 28-24 win over Cabot. This was Little Rock Christian's first game in the 7A Central, and it went pretty well for them with a 4-point win. And it's good to see them have that win at the very end of at the very beginning of conference play. But it was a play at the very end of the game that gave them the win. I think 2 weeks ago they lost in a last-second touchdown to Shiloh, and now they turn around and do the same thing to Cabot. So that probably felt pretty good to be a Warrior. Benton gets the win, 48-35 over Jonesboro. Top right, we're looking at here, 62-14 Sheridan a big win. Kevin Kelly continuing to have fun with his offense. I wish I had the stats in front of me, but I know Dax McMillan and Zay Stevens in that offense were dominant in that game. Bauxite and Fountain Lake, are you kidding me? That is not a typo, folks. This game, it didn't even go into overtime. It was just 78-72, and we got a sweetest play coming up later from that one. But man, that's a crazy score. I still don't know how that one ended up like that, but nonetheless, Bauxite gets a win over Fountain Lake. Little Rock Catholic 26-6 over El Dorado, and then bottom right of your screen, BB 22-0 shutout win. That was where our hometown Friday game was at. So those are some of our sweet scores. How about some sweet plays? All right, folks, Yarnell's sweetest play. Let's look at our first nomination. I told you it would be in this Fountain Lake game. Preston Harness on this interception. Look, his defense gave up 78 points. But hey, give credit where credit is due, making a great play like that. The ball bobbling in his hand a little bit and making the interception for the Cobras. This guy is only a sophomore, and look at him making plays like this for his team. That's nomination number one. Let's check out nomination number two. Prescott dominating in the 3A so far this year, and dominating on this play right here. Quarterback Dakari Prater finding Jamarian Monk. We got to do super slow motion to show you this one. This one would have worked at the NFL level. The Curly Wolves win this one on Friday night, and because of that big play from Dakari Prater to Dakari Prater to Jamarian Monk. What a play there. Okay, nomination number three. In my opinion, maybe not as good as the other two, but still, you got to give credit to Jackson Ward of the Warriors. It was a big win for Christian on Friday, and it was a big play here from Jackson Ward. He silences the crowd. I think he shushes the crowd right there. That's why he gets the flag there. You see Kemp Keller's quarterback running behind him, pointing up to the sky, signaling touchdown. But fun to see him do well. Jackson Ward silencing the crowd. Let's look at it one more time. I want you to see Kemp Keller, their quarterback. In about 2 seconds, he's going to run behind Jackson Ward, point his finger up to the sky, and signal a touchdown. And just exciting. So those are our top plays, our sweetest plays of the week. And man, it's exciting to see the high school level being so much fun. And it's always a privilege to do your sweetest plays and have you guys at home vote. And if you don't know, if you're your first time watching Luttie's Look Back or THV11 for whatever, first of all, like, well, what are you doing? You need to be watching THV11. Second of all, go to our website, thv11.com/sweetestplay. You can cast your vote or check us out on Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever it's called now. X, I apologize, Elon. X, check it out, and that's how you'll find the link to vote for the sweetest play. So a lot of fun high school action going on. Man, we're already running short on time, so we'll quickly go to some NFL scores from Sunday. Cowboys, that was a Thursday night game, 2015 over Giants. Like, yay, I guess. I mean, Cowboys still aren't looking great, but I guess they got the win, so that's good. The Saints, man, falling again this week. Another close loss, this time 24-26 to the Falcons. Chiefs getting the close win. I was surprised that there wasn't more offense in this game, but this one came down to the wire. Chiefs win by a touchdown. Jaguars fall to the Texans. Texans are looking to go with C.J. Stroud. I believe they're 3-1 on the season. Okay, on to some baseball now. Arkansas Travelers, in case you missed it, this game came down to the wire. Texas League Championship, the final game. It's tied in the bottom of the ninth, and what happens? The Travs walk it off. A double to end the game for Arkansas. Had a guy on second. He came all the way around to home plate, and he scored. I was on my off day, and I was like, I got to stop by and watch this. I got there in the 8th inning, and this is one of the first plays I saw. Really exciting for the Travs. Really exciting for this community to experience the championship. Their first since 2006. And here's Travs catcher Harry Ford after the win.
You know, things in life don't go your way for a minute. A little bit of doubt always creeps in, and I can't lie. But I feel like when you hold on to the light, when you hold on to the hope and your faith and your belief that things are going to work out, then nothing could ever destroy that. And that's what we did today. And that's why we were able to just come back so quickly, because we never lost hope.
really cool to see there from Harry Ford. They never lost hope. They were up, I think, 3-1 or 4-1. That's when Midland Rockhound, the team that they were playing, came back and almost won. It was getting a little worrisome there, but it was really fun getting to talk to Harry Ford. A really stand-up guy, and always a pleasure to talk to him. And he's a really special player too. I don't know if he's going to be with the Trats for long before he eventually moves up. Hopefully, see him playing in the big leagues someday. Okay, like I said, we're short on time, and I'm a talker, so I apologize. We got a couple more things to go over. First, we'll talk about the Arkansas soccer team. Again, not getting as much hype and credit, because usually when I have to tell you about the sports on the regular newscast, I only have 2 or 3 minutes. I don't get as much time to tell you about the soccer team as often as they need to be talked about. They're number 1/number 2 in the country, depending on what poll you look at. They haven't lost the entire year. I think they've got maybe 6 games left in the SEC schedule. Yesterday, they got the win over South Carolina 2-0. It was awesome. It was a sold-out crowd on hand. It looked like a really fun game. I wish I could have been there. Really fun, sold-out crowd at Razorback Soccer Stadium. So soccer doing well. Football, not as much. Volleyball, though, they started out SEC play 2-0 this past weekend. They got a 3-2 win over Georgia, and then they had that sweep over Ole Miss as well. So that's it. That's it for Luttie's Look Back. We got one more thing, of course, before we fully end it. We got our Luttie's Look Ahead. Here's who Arkansas football is facing on Saturday. The Tennessee Vols. Man, Hogs got to bring their A game. If they play like they've played in the past few weeks, they're going to lose 52-0. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Hogs lose by multiple touchdowns. Tennessee is really good. They have a 5-star freshman quarterback. You might say, oh, he's a freshman, he might not be that good. He is really good. He is fast, he can run, he can throw the ball like nobody else. He's a better Taylon Green is what he is. And I've also heard that they have like the top 1 or 2 defensive line in the country or in the SEC. So Tennessee is a really good team, and Hogs are going to be in for quite the game. We'll see how that one goes for them. But now it's time to officially sign off the second ever Luttie's Look Back. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed hearing me talk for 15 or 20 minutes. I lost all track of time because that's just what happens when you get to talking about sports and you have some fun. Please feel free to reach out to me on X or on Facebook. Reach out, share this. Tell me how I can be doing better, what I need to be including more in this show. Like I said, it's only the second time we're ever doing it. Hopefully we continue to do it every Monday morning so you get a little recap of what you missed in sports for the past weekend of Arkansas sports around the state. This has been Luttie's Look Back. Thanks for watching.